I'm at America Matters Media Studio. I'm running the board right now for the Shannon Lawson Show. We've had a little challenge here at the studio getting some podcasts in place. So my goal right now, and in fact the goal of a few of us here at the station, is to get the ownership to approve the podcasting and begin down that road and do something completely different. I ended up getting this job because I walked in here to play for Shanimal with my band Whitewater, and just ended up with a friendship and began running the board as a board op. I enjoy the podcasts I watch. In the mornings, I get up and watch 2 or 3 probably before I get my coffee going, or as I get my coffee going. And my thoughts on podcasting is, I think podcasting has been the way of the future, but it's filling up what used to be television and what used to be radio. Those things are gone out the window, basically. Now we're here.
It's unbelievable how some of these podcasts have really taken off. They're very informative. I do watch podcasts as I'm working because I'm constantly on the mission to learn more and more. So in that respect, podcasting is great because you can listen to it while you work. If we can show that it's a money-making venture, then we can actually sell it, start podcasting, have a podcast studio built right here. We've already talked about that. There's room here to have a podcast studio. And we can repurpose parts of the studio. We can have a podcast booth. There's no doubt about it. We could even have a couple of them. So the equipment is, the new technology is unbelievable. There's people right now, I learned this pretty much hands-on. I didn't go to school to learn this, but I've been a musician for 35 years. That's why I know all the boards, all the technical stuff, how to set all this stuff up. The other thing we were talking about is the quality of the podcast. There's a lot of rough sound out there. I do watch them because I learn from them. But if you could put a quality podcast together, that's where it could be successful and be lucrative, rather lucrative. I mean, for $2,000, you could start a whole podcast studio, couple grand. I mean, that's a couple cups of coffee nowadays. So actually, between $1,000 and $2,000, and even on the lower end, you can even do a lower end podcast like that. I've seen people doing it off their phones, but to do a quality, comparable, lucrative podcast, get the new technology. It's simple to do. You can hook it up in 5 minutes and you're on the road.
I was in Reno when I started. I started at a little mall called the Reno Town Mall. I was the first radio station in America to actually go into a mall in front of a live audience. This all started with a show called Nevada Matters, which was then Secretary of State Dean Eller, who went on to become a senator. We were all radio in front of a live audience, and I did weekly shows with everyone from the Attorney General, the Governor, the Secretary of State, the District Attorney, and also the Sheriff. Let me share with you. I can't believe all the changes that have taken place in my lifetime when it comes to technology and the advances that have taken place. When we first started, we were just on a little radio AM station, and now we're on several radio stations and 3 television stations all at the same time every day. The repurposing of broadcasting with podcasts could be as little as $20 to $30 per show. I want to make it happen with every one of my shows. We are committed right now to the future of podcasting. If anybody's interested, they need to get a hold of America Matters Media. Get a hold of anybody at America Matters Media and tell them you're interested in having your very own show, television, radio, or podcast.